Well, hello. Welcome to another Chorister Spotlight. I'm Katie Partridge. I sing the soprano section. I'm here in Fernie, BC. Luckily, they've pulled some restrictions so we can come and be in the mountains, which is wonderful. And I'm joined by two other amazing singers that have been Luminous for quite some time. So I would just listed, if you wouldn't mind introducing yourselves and tell us where we find you today.
Sure, I can go first. I'm Nicholas Allen. I sing baritone with Luminous voices, and I'm in Calgary. Been here the whole COVID time.
And I am Patricia Thompson. I sing alto in Luminous voices, and I am sitting in my mother's kitchen in Columbia, Missouri.
But normally you come from us from the Little Apple, is that right?
I do, from Manhattan, Kansas.
Yes.
Little Apple.
And we're here to talk about a couple great things, including the upcoming release of this CD, Sea Dreams, Luminous Voices, with all the choral music of Peter Anthony Tani. We're very excited about this recording coming out on June the 17th. What was interesting about this recording process for us is that it was actually recorded in 3 different times at the Bella Concert Hall. The first session was, I believe, in 2018 in February. I think, Nick, you and I were there, and that's when we recorded the main piece with the 2 flutes, and Peter was with us for that recording, as well as he spent the week with us working on the piece as well. And can you tell us a little bit about how that experience was for you?
Yeah, I really enjoyed the process. I haven't been a part of any big choral recordings before, so it was sort of like a whole new world. And I mean, when we prepare for our concerts and everything, like, we're all very detailed, and we aim for a high performance level. But then doing the recording was almost like another level, doing so many takes. And we'd finish one, and I think, like, yeah, that was pretty good. And then, to be like, no, let's go again, let's do it again, wanted to totally perfect it. So that was really interesting, to be a part of that and getting it, like, even to the next level kind of thing. And having Peter there to watch Tim and Peter sort of bouncing ideas off each other, and Peter allowing Tim and us to have our own ideas and put our own style into it, was really cool to be a part of.
Yeah, it was. He's such a great person to work for. He's pretty chill, I find, and
yeah.
But he also keeps it very positive, which I appreciate. And I remember at the end of the recording, I was trying to do something and I just couldn't do it, and I was getting all stressed. And he's like, "Don't worry about it. It's all good." And yeah, he's such a great guy.
Awesome.
And then I think one of the other recordings we did was, you were there, Patricia, and you. It was after we had done a week-long workshop with up-and-coming conductors, so they got to experience the work of Peter Tani, and you got to record some of the pieces with that. And I think what's great about this CD is that it features a Canadian composer, and Peter has touched the lives of people right across Canada for sure. But as like an American coming up to Canada to sing this kind of music, I think I was saying before, we're not so loud and proud like Americans are, but we certainly want to champion this. So what's it like for you as an American coming to Canada and seeing what Canadians are doing with choral music?
Well, the Canadians, I'm just amazed. Everybody sings, as far as I can tell. Everybody sings, or else they, play hockey? I don't know. But they definitely sing, and they sing in a choir. And I'm just blown away and impressed with the level of just absolute passion that singers have, who it doesn't matter whether you're singing in a high level ensemble like Luminous Voices, or if you're singing with your church choir or the children's choirs. I mean, the children's choirs in Calgary, I'm just blown away by, number one, how many there are, and number two, just the amount of participation and passion. Nick, I assume you were part of that growing up?
I was, yeah. Joined the Calgary Boys Choir when I was 6, and yeah, I haven't stopped singing choirs since, for the last 24 years.
Yeah, I would say most of us who are from Calgary grew up in one of the choral systems that were in place at that time.
Mhm.
So, but Nick, were you there after Peter conducted the boys choir?
I must have been, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I didn't know that he had conducted the boys choir, but
No, you're one of the babies of the group.
I know.
um, but Patricia, we've worked with Peter outside of this project. We worked with him in a piece that he wrote for four singers and bass clarinet. And Jeff Riley did that piece with us, and he does 2 tracks on this with us, which we recorded on a snowy night in October, I think, Nick. He popped down from Banff, and they were talking about it in the last choristers check-in. But anyway, working with Jeff just brings a whole other palette of sound to the CD, and I think we found that, Patricia, when we sang with him in the Responsio, that we could work within Peter's genius of weaving the medieval music with his modern music, and then that whole other level of Jeff's music. Did you feel that was sort of a new thing that you hadn't done before?
Yeah, I would say it was something new. I think the thing that was very exciting about it for me is how much, how generous Peter was with allowing us to find our own sound and to find how to create the types of sounds that I thought he wanted. And he seemed to be pleased with what we did. I mean, we were making all kinds of interesting sounds and playing around with different dialects of Latin.
Yes.
We would sing the French Latin, and then we'd sing the ecclesiastical Latin, and how we mixed that then with Jeff and the bass clarinet, it was just a magical experience.
Yeah. And you said, Nick, you didn't know a bass clarinet can make sounds like that?
Yeah, I was really blown away. Like he makes it sound like vocal, almost like he's singing through his instrument. There's so many different sounds and like shaping of phrases and all these kind of things. It was incredible just to stand there and listen.
Yeah, and I found he like would hide himself inside the choir or inside the voice, and then bring himself out, and then kind of meld yourself in, and then he'd play with these overtones, and you kind of have to let yourself go and not worry about, because I'm really always thinking about tuning maybe too much, and so, but you kind of have to let yourself go and let it kind of weave and bobble, and
then the tuning takes care of itself.
Right,
So,
exactly. And I think that trust that Tim has in us and that Peter had in the group allowed all of those colors to come through.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And I think you'll hear it in this. There are 11 pieces of Peter's on here, and I think you'll hear all of those colors in different ways. And recording in the Bella, I think, was the best choice we could have made for that.
Yeah, I agree.
The acoustic is incredible, so yeah. And I think what's also interesting about us coming together today is that we're all teachers in different ways, and we've been trying to find a way to teach in this new online world. I teach little kindergartens, and just like singing together, I found it so hard not to see their little faces and make those connections. And so I know that you both are teaching different age groups, but Patricia, you've probably had to find a way to maintain your vocal studio and your courses online during this time.
I did. I taught from my basement in my my home office. I don't have a piano down there. And so I was using a little keyboard on my iPad. And then my students would have recording on their end. And then we had to work on how do you get the lag time not to be a problem when they're singing.
Yeah.
And so it just, it was okay. They made progress, but I didn't enjoy it as much as being in the room with them.
Yeah.
But we did our best.
Yeah. And does it look like it'll be that way for the next little while?
Don't know.
Yeah.
Don't know. We're looking into potential clear face shields.
Yeah.
In the studio, so that we could they could still sing, but they don't have to worry about the super spread aerosol droplets happening. That might be a possibility for us. Thankfully, my studio is long enough that I can have a good 6 feet from me and also from their pianist.
Right.
So we'll see if we can make that happen.
Yeah, I've seen some like choral bubbles where you all get your own little bubble. I don't know. I think we should do whatever it takes.
Absolutely.
I miss you all so much. And Nick, how did it go? You were teaching band before this all shut down, correct?
Yeah. So I was teaching grade 7 through grade 12 school and teaching band. And then, once the whole COVID thing happened and Alberta said students need to be focusing on their core subjects, I figured aside from having all their schoolwork, their coursework, I'm sure lots of kids have extra stress going on being at home all the time. So I gave them some stuff to do, but try not to pressure any of the kids into doing that stuff as much as I would have loved to have lots of music going on. But I did really miss that daily seeing the kids and hearing them play and making music with them. So it's been tough. And same thing with Patricia. We don't really know what things will look like in September. It's anybody's guess right now.
Yeah, we have sort of three stages of plans, but right now they've put singing and other instruments at the very bottom of that. But thankfully there's some people advocating for us, so my hope is that something will happen soon.
Something will happen.
We'll open up the borders so you can come, Patricia, and
that would be great.
We'll get the Prime Minister to give you special permission.
Yes, there you go. Yes. Love it.
I promise.
But singing wise, it's been hard too. I mean, I've been trying to do as much as I can, but my love is choral singing, and so not being able to do that is hard. And so I've done online workshops with Tenebrae and learned things from Voce and done singing lessons to work on my bottom range with my sister-in-law, and like just anything to keep the voice going, because that was my fear. Is that I was scared that it would it's going to be hard to get back into the groove, especially the Luminous groove, which is so rigorous. But Patricia, you were supposed to be going to the Carmel Bach Festival, and obviously that's been canceled.
It has been canceled, unfortunately. We are very hopeful for the next year, for 2021, and we've been talking about doing some motets and also some chorales from the St. Matthew Passion, doing it as a virtual experience. And so I'm hoping that we can get that going. So that will be up for consumption as well.
Well, if you need a soprano or a baritone.
Yeah.
And Nick, have you been able to do any singing?
Yeah, I mean, I've been singing around my apartment as much as I can. I've got no complaints from neighbors yet, so.
Of course not.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep going until I get a complaint. I did the Eric Whitaker Virtual Choir 6.
Oh yeah.
Which I hadn't done one of those before, and I think that's coming out soon, so that'll be fun. Cool. But yeah, and I've just been working on some other instruments and that kind of thing. I got my keyboard here, my guitar over there, and we're working on some clarinets and those kinds of things, and listening to a bunch of barbershop lately for all that good harmony. Yeah. Sort of scratching that itch.
Yeah. What's a good group to start with for barbershop?
Let me tell you.
Okay.
Vocal Spectrum, they won the international barbershop award or something back in, I don't know if it was 2006 or something, but Vocal Spectrum is amazing.
Okay.
There's this group called the Ringmasters, and they did a medley of the Hunchback of Notre Dame. There's some of the music from that, and that is amazing. Yeah, those are the two sort of big ones that I've been listening to, but they're just so good. Yeah.
You could start an online barbershop group.
That I would love to do that. That'd be amazing.
I bet some of our basses and tenors would be willing to join in.
Yeah, that's true.
I have some of my students in Kansas that would love to do that too.
Oh yeah, maybe we should get started then.
Yeah. There you go. Well, we're really excited for the release of our Sea Dreams CD. Yay. Give you a little preview there. It's amazing, and we're really proud to be promoting Peter's music both here in Canada, by proxy in the United States, and hopefully all over the world, and because we feel his music is transcendent. So keep an eye out for all of that stuff coming along, and thanks. It was great to see you guys. I missed you all so much.
miss you
Yeah,
guys.
you too. We miss you
Good
too.
to see you all.
And thanks for spending some time with us today.